Mark here with Dream Connections International, and we are in the middle of the Kherson 2019 tour. And so obviously tonight is the trip report, and I'm going to be able to share with you guys a ton of photos. It looks like I have 207 in the queue. And in doing so, it's not that we had 207 women, but our photographer kind of just now shares sort of the photo shoots he did with each girl. So we may have 4 or 5 for each lady, some more. In fact, it was funny. Our photographer is a great guy, a single guy here, speaks English, and he actually has a crush on one of the girls in the events. We're going, no, it's not allowed. These are for the customers. But they're wonderful. They're just adorable ladies, and we just had a great time. I want to share with you these photos, but before I do, I want to share with you a little bit about where I'm at. So yes, it's 4 a.m. here in Ukraine, and to give this trip report so the timing works out well for other people around the world in our standard report time. So I'm here in the little restaurant cafe at the front of the hotel. This is at the Reichert's Optima Hotel, and over there is where the breakfast buffet will be served in the morning. And I just share that with you to give you a sense of, the Reicherts do a great job with hotels. We're partnered with them in Nikolaev, Odessa, and here in Kherson for the places we go to. The largest chain in Ukraine. They took over the continent in Nikolaev about a year and a half ago, and they've been doing the renovations to bring them up to the same caliber as all the rest of their hotels. And in fact, currently the restaurant there is in renovation as well. So anyway, that's where I am at, but that's not why you're here. You want to hear more about the pictures and the stories from the weekend. And so I'll kick it right off. And first of all, the photo we're looking at here to start with is we had 2 sisters come in, and they were animated, and they were just a delight. They were a lot of fun. And so we decided to kick off the show with some of her photos. Now, what we do, now I got to load the photo. Here we go. So what I've got for you tonight is about, like I said, 207 photos, and it's a mixture of the ladies that were here and their different photo sessions they did with us. And what a delight. One of the things the guys are always saying is that it's hard to judge by photos, the personalities of the ladies. And so that's why you come. Here's her sister that I was mentioning, and that's why you come and you got to meet them in person, because there's just this wonderful resident feminine energy that comes from women who truly love being women, and they're wonderful. We had such a good time. They're very gracious and attentive, and this is what it's hard for the guys to get used to. This, they come and sit at a table with with women like this, the ladies who are just asking them questions, curious about them, with no other agenda, and it's very difficult for the guys to get used to this kind of attention. And we had ladies from all age ranges. We had guys from early 30s to we have at least early 60s? We had 60s. So it was the range of guys, everybody in the middle, 30s, 40s, 50s, and a guy in his 60s. So we invite ladies accordingly, and they're lovely. And it's really funny because when we're at the table chatting with these wonderful women, you don't know which age groups they're in. And that's the point. It's like you're not dating an age. You're trying to date a person, and you want to get a sense of the essence of who they are, this elegant queen in front of you and what she brings. Just grace. If you're a guy, who's worked his whole life and now he wants to enjoy it with somebody, what an elegant, fine woman to have by your side. Just classy and educated. And of course we have everything's represented. You guys always got to keep in mind that Ukraine is ranked among the top 10 most educated populace in the world for the levels of college education, all those kind of things. And so people wonder, what would you have to talk about? It's like, they know what's going on. I mean, they're very sharp ladies, and it makes them fun. Irina likes to brag about Ukrainian women, that they're just the best all around, because she says They'll be your partner in life. They're your friend. Somebody wants to come by your side and just share the life adventure. So I understand her bias being a Ukrainian woman and my being married to one. So, guys, think we slant our business towards this direction. But, follow your heart. We've had very successful marriages out of, Colombia and Thailand. And so just listen to your heart. And what I always recommend is guys saying, where do I go? Where should I go? The ladies in Kherson are really identical to the ladies in Nikolaev. The cities are very similar. The culture, they really hold their traditional values. They're wonderful Ukrainian ladies. So you're going to get the same type of character. You can browse the profiles and decide, I like some of the profiles here or there. But we have a mix. I think we had about 20 of the ladies came from Nikolaev up here because our ladies in Nikolaev really, they get it. They're watching their friends getting married off and they want to be next. So we do have some come up to Kherson. So you recognize some of these from some Nikolaev tour event photos as well. And but Nikolaev and Kherson are virtually the same. So why would you pick one or the other? Well, Kherson's always going to be probably a little bit of a smaller tour. So whereas we make it 20 guys coming over to Nikolaev, this time we had 7 in Kherson. And I don't know what difference that makes to you, but it's if you've been on a Nikolaev tour and you know that what you're looking for is there, then maybe just try a different city. Just do the same thing, but just in a different locale and with a slightly new cast of ladies in the ensemble as well. Although in Nikolaev, you can come a couple times in a year and still see new ladies than you did the time before, because we're changing all the time. And honestly, a lot of them are getting married, so we got to deal with that. Tough problem, right? You guys are just way too successful. Here we go. All right. Okay, it's distracting. You don't have to write me and tell me you're watching the webinar. It's okay. I'm glad you are. I got to turn my phone off. And you should do the same thing too. Your phone should be off so you could focus on these amazing pictures. Just wonderful. So you get the young girls. We had as young as 19 years old, and I think we had up to 40-year-olds as well. Because I get this once in a while. I get both age groups, saying, "Oh, this is just for the young guys," and young guys saying, "Oh, this is just for older guys." It's like, guys, just show up. You're just trying to find yours, okay? And unfortunately, most laws around the world only allow you to marry one. Just the truth. Just the truth, guys. So like I said, we have, anywhere from, I don't know, between 3 and 7 photos from each of the different ladies there. So between both days, the guys came and had a chance to sit down at a table. I'll show you some table photos here in a little bit. And they had a chance to sit down across the table from 3 or 4 ladies and, interact with them for 20 minutes. That's the other deal in Kherson. We actually, and the guys are getting, Nikolaev, you guys are going to kill me for saying this. We actually go 20 minutes on the rounds in Kherson because it's a smaller number of guys. And it's funny because in Nikolaev, we only go 15-minute rounds and nobody complains about the time. They go, wow, that went really fast, but it's not a complaining way. It's like, wow, that was so captivating. It went fast. Here I have guys go 20 minutes and are going, that was too short. We need more time. You'd hate to be in the other ones that are 15 minutes, but there's a purpose for everything. It all seems to work perfectly for each scenario. We have tried and tested all of the times. How long do you sit at a table? And we push that limit. So I can tell you what doesn't work. And the smallest group, we've had entire tours for 3 guys with tables and 50 ladies and the whole thing for 3 guys. We've done that, and of course we've gone up to I think almost 30 on a tour as well. We know how to manage all of those. But the real thing that really can't be adjusted is how many tables somebody can endure. So we went to 13 tables one time. See, the guys here realized we did 7, and it felt perfect. Sometimes in Nikolai we'll go 8 or 9, but 13, we had people wanting to kill us. We've tested it at 11 minutes, 20 minutes. We know exactly what works. Really what you're trying to do is you're sitting at a table with these ladies, and all you're trying to do is get a sense of the essence of who they are, their energy. There's something in the process of being present. If you guys are studying today the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza and Dr. Bruce Lipton, you understand the cellular biology of frequencies, and there are things that we pick up that our mind is calculating, 40 million bits of information per second, and our cognitive mind only can take in about 40 bits of information per second. And so you have all of the stuff you're reading with somebody live. We call it chemistry sometimes, but really it's just getting a sense of, are you enjoying this? What are you getting from them? You pick up so much live in the presence of a person you can't possibly replicate over a computer monitor. It's physically not possible. And so what you're trying to do is you're sitting at a table, and you may be picking up some incredible energy on a lady like this, and you can't explain why. Maybe she was the quieter one at the table, but there's something in you that just says, I think this is something interesting. I want to spend more time with her. And this is why we do live events. This is why we believe in face-to-face introductions, because you need to be across the table from somebody. You need to see who they are and see all of your senses resonating with that and what they're telling you. So it's funny, and some of the tours will have a couple of guys on the tour also get up at 4 a.m. And although it's great for you guys to be able to hear their stories at 4 a.m, I kind of cringe. I'm going, dude, you guys are killing yourselves. We had guys that dating up to 11, 12 last night, and I know they got a full slate of dates today, and it's like, this doesn't help you. So I'm almost kind of glad when I don't get guys showing up, although I know you guys all want to pick their brains. But we do, at a more reasonable time, at like 10 a.m. on Thursday, we'll do a round table where the guys will share their stories. So I think that makes more sense. So right now, today, I'll just share a little bit about what we're doing, how this is going, share with you. I'm halfway through our 207 photos. No panic. There's plenty more. And again, the sisters. So we get those guys. You guys come out here in your 20s, and this is you got to realize there's going to be something for everybody. And like I said, you can only marry one. Bummer, right? So here's more of our event. Now this one, you're probably, guys are saying to yourself, what is this room? You're not recognizing this room. Well, this is a new place for us. This is the first time we've had our events here, and this is the Mozart restaurant. And the Mozart is really a very classy and elegant place. There's Julia. I love everything about it. The woodwork, the stonework, the plush furnishings, the inlaid tile there at the bar. A brother from Australia there. And Mozart, we used one time, the very first tour we did here, we did a finale dinner, kind of a celebration here at one of the parts of it. And last Kherson tour we did in the big banquet room at the same location. And instead of the banquet room, we decided to take one of the three restaurants for our event, and it was a really good choice. I would come back here in a heartbeat. It worked out so well. I'd love to chat with you guys more about that sometime. I really want to do a study on because I've been learning for myself on this neurobiology of connection and chemistry and frequency. Because now there's science behind what we've been saying, date based on chemistry, and people trying to define what that is. And don't overthink what chemistry is either. I have one of the guys here going, I'm not sure if I felt chemistry, and we, questioning him further. He's like, I don't think, he's saying, I don't know if I've ever felt chemistry in my life. I go, well, then, how do you know if you did or you didn't? But the point is, you put yourself out there in your own energy and let them see who responds to it. And you'll feel a good vibe. You just feel like, wow, there's something nice. They're very pleasant. I'd love to have more conversation with them. Some guys are thinking they're saying chemistry means I found the one. No, you're just trying to see if there was something of enough energy between two of you where like this lady's smiling, you're smiling, and you're just going like, oh my gosh, let's spend an hour. Let's go out. Let's have some coffee, have a quick get together to see if this grows, see if it goes somewhere. And that is one of the mistakes that guys don't really make anymore because we've coached it. But somebody would try to come to one of these events and they're spending 15 or 20 minutes at a table trying to decide if it's their future wife. You don't do that in 15 or 20 minutes. You're just trying to see if there's the first step, I guess, where we're introducing you to these ladies is just see like, is this somebody you'd like to get to know more? Would you like to spend more time with them? Did you just, was there something that caught your interest? And honestly, they may not have said much at all. And that's not the point, because once you're live and you're across the table from somebody, you like I said, you're going to, your mind and all the rest of you is going to be receiving information. You're going to get a certain vibe and you may not be able to even explain why, but follow that. That's the stuff that works. The ladies are great. And they really, now we're getting to a place of, I love this restaurant, a place of sophistication where the ladies now, we actually have your guys' profiles in their language, and we make it available to the ladies to see your profile and your photos at a private link. And they're asking more now because they want to know who's coming. And some of them will ask Irina, who do you recommend for me? It's cute. It's adorable. And they'll sit at a table and talk to each other. But it's interesting to me, the same thing with our guys in our tour. We don't have competitive vibes among our people, men or women. People are very supportive. And one of the reasons I just did a little video on how that works. One of the guys asked a great question. It's like, how can you date more than one woman at a time? Isn't that just a time bomb ready to go off? And in most environments it would be, but we've created something so unique here in the way it works that actually it because it's live and in person, it allows for nature to take its natural course, and the right people are matched up and the right people feel connection. So you don't have to worry about jealousy or two people dating the same woman. All those things work themselves out if you just let nature naturally take its course. And I explain more in this Ask Mark video coming up. Oops, wait a minute. I tapped the button too fast. Sorry. And the weather's been amazing. I mean, we're here in October, and you'd be expecting. I mean, look, the leaves haven't even really fully changed. Is that crazy? We've had weather like in the daytime, like high 60s and sunshine. In the evenings it's getting down to the 40s. So you're wearing a coat, which I have a nice leather jacket I got here. Oh, and one of the guys scored a really amazing lambskin coat that's just, I don't know, it's so Kojak. It's totally cool. At one of the stores here at the mall. Shopping is good, but doing it with somebody is fantastic. So at the event, you saw the pictures of the tables. And if you're not familiar with dream connections, the way we do things, we believe in personal introductions, is you are assigned a romance coach who's your translator, your guide, and all the rest of that. In addition to being a translator, she's really your dating coach. She goes through and helps you pick the right. Do we bring flowers or chocolates this time? What do we do? She'll think, oh, remember she said this, and it makes you look brilliant because then, you'll remember that on the next time as well. And so the romance coach helps tee you up to look good and to really win her heart. But she also calls the date. So she'll call and arrange them and pick time to go. She'll arrange your taxis. The idea is you just show up, be present, and really enjoy, the essence of the woman in front of you. I've been getting so much more teaching. I've been teaching these guys. Remember that movie Scent of a Woman? If you haven't, Al Pacino, I was mentioning it to a friend, and he's going, yeah, it was just about a kid in the army getting yelled at. And it's like, no. It's actually, and it's funny they call it the movie that, because it is mostly about a kid who got in trouble for standing up for his values in a military school. But there's a part where Al Pacino was a decorated colonel, and he became blind in combat. A grenade went off too close to his eyes or something. And, but in one scene, he is at a restaurant trying to mentor this kid who got in trouble. And he all of a sudden says, wait a minute. He smells the perfume, and he heard the steps, and he goes, tell me, who just walked by? And the guy describes this beautiful young woman, 20 years old, who came in and was sitting alone at a table. And he says, I need to ask her to dance. He's going, you're blind. What are you talking about? He goes, look, trust me on this. Just give me a scope here. Okay, we're sitting right here. How deep is the dance floor? They're in a restaurant that had a big dance floor. He goes, it's about this far. It goes from this far to this far. Okay, great. So he gets up and walks over to this young woman, puts his hand, introduces himself, and he says, would you do the honor of this dance with me? And she doesn't know what to say, so she looks over at the young guy, and he just goes, it's okay, he's cool. So she gets up, and this guy just does this amazing tango, completely blind, and thanks her, takes her back to her seat, and which is all of this is amazing. He's just memorizing the structure based on what he's learned, and sits back down. And there's this moment where he has this deep sigh, and he just goes, and he says, in this coaching moment, I don't remember all the words, but he's saying, you just have to learn without any further agenda to enjoy the essence, of being in the presence of feminine. And I want you guys to appreciate that more and understand that the feminine attracts us in so many ways. And there's so many different fragrances, so many varieties of the flower of the feminine energy that we can truly enjoy. And I want to get guys over this. We're such goal-seeking creatures. It's like we can't just enjoy being in the presence of a woman. We have to have some goal to conquest or to, find me a wife or all these kind of things. And it's like, if you could just slow down and just enjoy the essence, the bantering, the flirtatious energy, the polarity between masculine and feminine that goes on in the flirting process, the dating process, and just the energy between the two is so rich and full. And without having to do anything, without having to ask for a phone number, without just to enjoy the essence of a woman, the presence of a woman. And it rounds your life off in such an amazing way. And you can do this every day of your life, in the stores and the streets, people you meet, just to flirt a little with a woman and just enjoy her presence and not to ask for anything. And then when you're here, and you're overwhelmed, a lot of guys at first get overwhelmed with the beauty. They get overwhelmed with how many there are. And, but just to, the best thing you do is just to enjoy the ones in front of you, the ladies in front of you, and what each one brings, what their message in life is, what their radiant shadow is. I think of this example, guys. It's like the sun, is the source of light and heat and energy for us. And the radiant, you could do this with many parallels. I'll do it with the feminine for this particular illustration, but I've used it for the radiance of God kind of a thing. But feminine energy is this incredible ball of light and warmth. And picture a stained glass window in a cathedral. And as that light hits that stained glass window, and the image reflects on the floor down in the church on the floor, and each one has a different color, a different shape, and how it makes the bigger picture of the feminine. That's kind of what each woman does. Each one of these women have their own reflection of the feminine energy that they bring to the equation, and they radiate in it because they love being women, truly. And especially, boy, just bring out a camera and they know how to pose, right? And the selfies, there's no exaggeration. That's a real thing for women. But it's just a joy, and can you just simply go on a date without having to decide if this is the one or if it was a waste of time? If I ever hear anybody say that again, I just, you're just like, are you missing the juice of life? Can you spend an hour or two with a woman like this and just say, well, I could tell it wasn't going to fit, so it was a waste of time? You're missing it. You're in the presence of an energy that God's created for us to gain from, to absorb from, to use the energy and reflect it back out. Take that light energy, that warmth that the woman wants to bring, and just enjoy it. Enjoy it for all that it is. Here's our 19-year-old. This girl's sunshine. She is a ball of radiant energy. She smiles and blesses everyone who comes within eyesight of her. And obviously she's seriously at 19 trying to find a husband. I mean, she's a woman on a mission and loves what we're doing at Dream Connections. So you guys probably saw a little bit of her on the last tour. And of course we loved her, and we invited her to come here as well. Not to mention, I think it was on a couple of guys' lists to say they want to meet her. I didn't hear any complaints. This is what we're talking about, guys. The radiant feminine energy. And so people guys saying, what is it really different overseas? Is it really different over there? Yeah. It's really different. Like I said, we had all age ranges represented and ladies to match. Various nationalities too. And let's see, where's this? How do I? Oh, I guess you have to do it the old-fashioned way. There we go. So that's the photo roundup from the events. And again, right now, this is only the end of Tuesday, on the tour, and we go through Friday, and everybody is staying longer. So to me, what you're going to get out of this is a reflection of the ladies that were there, that were real, that were here. These are the photos from just 2 days ago. And these ladies are now on dates with our guys. and guys are finding their match. Quick report: it appears that 3 of our guys have already found what they're looking for already, and we're just really happy for them. One of the guys, in fact, this always cracks me up. It seems like the older guys in our group are more ready to say, I found what I'm looking for and go after it. I actually had, and I don't know that I've ever had this happen before. A guy proposed marriage this quickly. We're what, 4 days into the tour? But it's interesting when you have a mature guy and a mature woman, they both know what they're looking for in life. You can assess it faster too, because you've met enough people, you know what you want. And so I congratulate them on that. So he and a couple other guys here are loving life and truly enjoying this experience. And I'm happy for them. All right, guys, I am going to wrap it up for now and just tell you that what you're looking for is there. It is real. And I want every one of you to experience this. And why not? I mean, the richness of what this means to your life and the possibility of what it could represent, whether you just go on vacation or you end up finding your half. This is really the place to find it. All right, guys, I look forward to it. And like we say at the end of every event, you're next. Come join us. We got one more this year. And after that, you're going to have to wait till next. So come join us in November, or certainly get a profile form in and make this your story. Talk to you soon.